Yo, it's almost holiday time, and I'm already, trying to exercise and drop a few so I can get down when it's holiday season. I mean, everybody knows Christmas time. Who can wait for a great meal of anchovies and shellfish and maybe some shrimp and bacala? Maybe we could throw some salmon and cod and haddock in there too. Yeah, I know. Most of y'all don't do that. Why? Because it's a unique holiday tradition that's observed by Italian Americans. Today we got to talk about the Feast of Fishes. Where did it come from? Where did it come from? It came from southern Italy, not northern Italy. Geographic, political, cultural barriers kept them from observing holidays and feast days and celebrations in the same manner sometimes. But southern Italy, with all the coastline that it had, it was very common for them to have a diet of seafood. And this was a day that you put a lot of food on the table, and what better thing to put when you're surrounded by coastline than fish? So, Italians were often Roman Catholic. Often, yeah, pretty much all the time. And Roman Catholics often fasted in preparation for a holy day and purification or what have you. We still have the practice of Lent in our culture today amongst Roman Catholics. But while they were fasting, while they were preparing, they would break their fast with a large feast of fish on Christmas Eve, where they would celebrate with their families and community. Now, 7 different fish dishes were prepared, and it could have been 7 different types of seafood, or it could be prepared 7 different ways. Now, here's the reason why. 7 is a significant number. Roman Catholics have 7 sacraments, and in the Bible there is the number 7 is represented and mentioned a number of times in important significant ways. The world was created in 7 days. Joshua on the 7th day put 7 priests with 7 trumpets in the front of his army and marched around the city 7 times. Walls come tumbling down. After Jesus preached to a very hungry crowd, they found a boy with 5 loaves and 2 fishes. 7. We can go all throughout the Bible and you see 7 over and over again. It's looked at as a number that represents perfection. So it lended itself to the meal, the Feast of 7 Fishes. Was it ever called anything else? The Feast of Fishes or the Feast of 7 Fishes. We don't even really know who came up with that name or when it was officially given that name, because it was just a very common practice in southern Italy. When did Feast of Fishes become an American thing? Well, in the early 1900s, immigration was a very big thing. Italy was unifying, which meant a lot of changes. And a lot of political and social changes, economic changes, push a lot of Italians to take the dangerous trip across the ocean. And as Italians flooded in urban areas, ethnic communities, they faced a lot of nativism and racism and all kinds of prejudices against them. So they banded together in these tight groups of people from the same or similar region of Europe. This tradition was one way that they felt that in the midst of this new world that had a lot of opportunity but a lot of hate, they were still connected to the homeland, that they were still holding some of their traditions, that they could remember who they were as they push forward into who they will be. Once again, this tradition is not universally popular. Some people may have watched this video and never heard of it until it clicked play. One reason is because for many generations, because of the prejudice they received, Italians stayed in their communities. In recent generations, people of Italian descent have married, have mixed with other American cultures, Irish, German, etc. And as they begin to mix with the other subcultures of the United States, their traditions become disseminated out. So what started as a way to connect them to the homeland and to remember some old traditions turns into a way to celebrate who they are in the midst of diversity. And for Americans, it's not that strange. People celebrate Christmas and Christmas Eve various ways. The things that end up on the table in one house aren't always what ends up on the table in another house. And rumor has it that some of the first Christmas dinners in the United States, the Jamestown first Christmas dinner, actually had oysters and other seafood because it was actually easier to get and plentiful.
Thanks for tuning in. As always, share. Tell me what you think in the comments below, and we will continue to bring you excellent content.